back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, then hi, my name is Lauren, and on my channel we mostly talk about anything luxury, but we also discuss lifestyle and beauty. So if you're interested in any of these topics, please consider subscribing to my channel, and we'll get started with the video. So in today's video, I'm presenting you my true thoughts on replicas. I've been doing a lot of real versus fake comparisons on my channel lately, which I love doing, but I actually don't own any fakes myself. So if you are interested in hearing my opinions on them, then please keep on watching. So as you know, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, I love doing real versus fake comparisons on my channel, and I've been doing so many of them. And of course, I'm always gifted the fake item. So I start with the real item, which I have, which is my own. And then I'm gifted the fake item by, let's say, like the fake factory. And while I love doing these videos, I think that they're super fun, super informative. I myself have a lot of fun writing them, seeing which differences there are in between the two items. I actually never keep the items themselves, and I always donate them. And I think that the reason for it is because I do believe that fakes do tarnish the brand's image. My second thought is that I would rather be 100 or 1,000% sure to have the real thing. So that's why I never buy on the Preloved market. I never buy anything Preloved. I either buy it in the boutique or at department stores that feature these brands. I know that buying Preloved is a very, very good way to save money, and I think that we're all looking to do so. But personally, fakes make me so tense. I've seen such good fakes with, certificate of authenticity, with the serial number, which is the same, the item looks the same, the dust bag looks the same. So I don't trust myself to recognize a fake without having seen the real thing, without having the real thing next to me to compare it to. I think that it's really easy, or at least it's easier when you have both to compare, but when you just have one and you haven't necessarily, seen the other one, or at least had it in your hands, I think it makes it super difficult to tell, and personally this is a situation that makes me super anxious. By the way, speaking of being stressed, I just received this massager gun from Arbolief, which provides deep tissue relaxation and is great for after workout. Or during tense times. I'm actually moving houses, so I'm really tense with all of, moving and the packing and the making the decisions. So I feel like I could use this. Obviously, as you see, I haven't opened it yet, but I will be giving my opinions in one of the next videos that you will see on my channel. But in the meantime, if you are interested in getting this item or anything else from the brand, I will leave all of the relevant information in the description box of the video down below. Also, something to note about this item is that it is portable and can be carried in either a real or a fake bag. So my next thought on fakes is that I am honestly very insecure and sometimes just so afraid of other people's opinions that I would be deathly scared of being criticized for wearing a fake. This is why I think, I'm into brands so much. It definitely boosts my confidence. It at least gives me the idea, or gives me the fake idea perhaps, that people are admiring me for having these items. And if that's taken away from me by wearing a fake, then this is, no longer really in effect. This process is no longer in effect. So for me, wearing a fake, I would be so concerned about people being able to spot it and to say, oh my god, she's poor, blah blah blah. So yeah, when I was little, it wasn't necessarily very easy for me growing up. I don't think that I was very pretty, and I don't think that I had, many nice clothes or many nice things either. And then, my classmates definitely made fun of me quite a bit. They were even bullying me at some points. So that's why for me, wearing fakes is not really an option. So my next thought on fakes, which is a rather important one to say the least, is that the resale value of these items is $0. I have actually made that experience myself. So obviously, as I've mentioned before, I have received quite a few fakes. And at first I was like, okay, what am I going to do with these? I'm not going to wear them. Is there a possibility to perhaps sell them? Even though obviously, on eBay it's illegal, but there is always Facebook Marketplace. So I actually did try. And and I never had anybody asking about these items. I never had anybody that was interested. So to say the least, the resale value is $0. And the thing about it is, of course, they don't cost like $9,000, $5,000, $10,000. It's not the price of a Chanel bag, and it's also not the price of like, you know, expensive Cartier jewelry. But you will still end up spending maybe, you know, $300 to $400 depending on the piece. For a fake Chanel bag, you should definitely expect to spend at least $300 to $400. And that adds up quickly. Of course, it's not the price of the real item, so in the moment, I think that you feel good about it. But there is no resale value, so if anything, you know, happens to you and you need the money, well, it's gone because that piece that you have in your closet is not resellable. Versus having the real thing, of course, when you have to spend, you know, $9,000 on a handbag, it hurts your wallet. At least it hurts mine a lot. But the nice thing about it is that they not only retain the resale value very well, they actually increase in price. So, you know, we see on resellers' websites a lot of premiums for older Chanel bags that are now impossible to find. It's a little bit different with jewelry, I will say, but they still retain somewhat of a resale value, at least a lot better than the fake one, which is $0. And then finally, the last bad thing that I will say about fakes, and then afterwards, we're moving onwards with nice positive thoughts, is that unfortunately the sale of these items do fund for things such as gun violence, child labor, etc. But in defense of these replicas, I will say that nowadays, what doesn't? You know, it seems like everything that we do funds for these things, and that anyways, we are never going to really stop them. We're never really going to put an end term to gun violence or to child labor. You know, I believe that very famously when we buy cheap fashion, such as, you know, Zara, for example, it is made in China and it is made in factories that don't really check so much for the age of their workers. So that's something that happens, and it's important to be mindful of it. But personally, I don't make a big deal out of it, and this isn't one of the main reasons why I wouldn't wear fakes, but I simply wanted to include it in my video because I know that it is important for some people, so it is still worth mentioning. So for the first positive thought, I will say that I believe that they are a good idea, that replicas can be a good idea in special settings, for example, such as vacationing or clubbing, where you don't really feel like damaging your own real item, or at least you don't want to run the risk of them either getting stolen or getting lost or anything. So I feel like in these environments, it is something that could be a good idea. And whenever I do real versus fake videos, I always tell you, you know, for example, for a Rolex watch, I've recently done a real versus fake video featuring the Rolex Submariner 41mm on my channel. So by the way, if you are interested in seeing that video, I will go ahead and leave it in the little information link over here for you to see it. For that watch, I think that it is a really good idea if you want to go out and party to have a fake one, because you never know what could happen, especially when you've had a few. Personally, Tipsy Lauren doesn't make the best decisions. I certainly know that. And then in conclusion, or kind of as an in-between thought, I do think that they're great as a replacement or as a backup, but not as a constant thing if you're not able to afford the real thing. I'm not really one to criticize, very honestly, but I have seen repeatedly over and over the same people on YouTube. I won't name them because I honestly don't even know the name of their channel. It's something that keeps appearing on my feed, on my suggestion, so I haven't even their names memorized or anything. But I always see people unbox fake after fake after fake, and then featuring these in their bag collections, and this to me is something that in my mind kind of crosses the line a little bit. I do believe that they're great as a, you know, one-time thing for having this one special occasion where you don't want to run the risk of damaging your real item, but as an everyday, all the time and only fakes kind of situation, that is a little bit too much for me. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, we are all entitled to our own opinions, so it is definitely fine if you love having fakes. It's also very, very fine if you hate them, if you can't stand them. I think that we all have in common this one thing, this one love of nice things. to kind of bring the positive in this video. That's definitely something to remember, even though, sometimes people can be tense about these topics. It's important to remember that we all share this love of nice, luxurious things. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.